Hello there, welcome to the Perfume Experience. Welcome back to another fragrance review. So today I'm going to talk to you about another beautiful winter fragrance, and this is probably the first time I'm reviewing this particular house, and I'm talking about a fragrance brand called as Reyane Tradition, and today we're going to talk about Insurrection 2 Wild or Insurrection Wild 2, however you want to call it. Okay, it's a fabulous fragrance, and this is a dupe of a very popular niche fragrance as well, and we're going to try and find out how is this fragrance, how does it smell, and what makes it a very beautiful, good investment winter fragrance for this particular year, right? So all about it on this particular video. You're watching the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney. Let's get going right after this. Alright, welcome back, and I'm back to base. So this is back to Bangalore, and it's a nice feeling to always be back in Bangalore. So lovely fragrance today to talk about. This is the Insurrection Wild 2. It kind of comes in a box like this with a yellow colored layering this side. Pretty good looking box, very feels very premium, so to say. And when you pull up, pull out the bottle, you will see the bottle kind of placed like this. Very nice bottle, very unique shape. And you have this small strap of, how do you call it? Like a ribbon that can help you to lift the bottle out, so to say, right? Okay, which is a very nice touch. And there is generally a small 2 ml sample vial of another fragrance from their house that they kind of give. The bottle looks like this. It's a very beautiful, good looking bottle. It's got this nice, very unique kind of a shape. The bottle looks also nice, feels nice. The cap is kind of metal, has got a nice weight to it. Feels very nice. Overall, good fragrance. And there is a small, emblem on the sprayer as well. So it's a lot of fine details, so to say. I kind of like the way the bottle looks. For me, somewhere it makes you feel like you're looking at the hotel, I think the one in Dubai, which is like a sale. I'm not getting the name. So it kind of feels like that, a little like that. Okay, so probably a very nice touch. Okay, so how does this particular fragrance smell? So let's do a quick spray. The sprayer is actually nice, pressurized, and it puffs out a lot of juice. You can kind of see my hand to get an idea of the amount of juice that it puts out. So this is called Insurrection 2 Wild. Okay, so that's the naming concept. So I'm not really sure how the concept works. Is it Insurrection 2 Wild or is it Wild 2? However, okay, the fragrance smells nice. Apparently, this was a limited edition, release when the original Insurrection came out, and then it was so popular that they decided to release it later again, but with a slightly different name. And like I said, this is my first time with this particular fragrance house, so I don't really know a lot about this particular house, but I do know that this fragrance smells amazing. Okay, now this is a fragrance that actually smells with a lot of sweet note right at the opening. It's got this typical tobacco, honey kind of a vibe that you get. That's the first opening that you kind of, sniff, which is very, very nice. It's very, I could use the word here, sexy, okay, because it has got that kind of a beautiful, instinct to it, which is a word that I don't really use with fragrances so much because I think it's very hyped. But I think in this particular fragrance, the opening definitely has that appeal to it. It's got a very sexy appeal to it. It's got that, deliciousness. It's got a beautiful, sweet, charming kind of a vibe, you can easily say, and that makes it very, very nice. And then this particular fragrance deviates more into the dry down, where there is a good amount of vanilla. So that's another note that you'll see on this particular fragrance. So it's got basically tobacco, honey, vanilla. Those are the 3 predominant elements on this particular fragrance, where you get that sweet element that I was talking about with a nice powdery vanilla kind of a vibe that keeps circling in the air. And then there are other elements that give it a lot more soul, a lot more depth. One of them being the spices that are there on this particular fragrance and the ambery elements that are there. Now the spices on this particular fragrance are mostly like whole spice. You can think about spices like allspice. Like for example, allspice is a mixture of spices like cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, and these kind of elements. These are elements that are generally used in making a good plum cake or in making a cake generally which is darker in texture, right? Typically a Christmas cake or a plum cake generally has this kind of a vibe, and that allspice gives that nice spicy at the same time a sweet kind of a vibe, which makes this particular fragrance even more attractive and very approachable and something very beautiful to wear. Along with this particular fragrance takes it to a different level with cacao and tonka beans. Now cacao is basically the chocolate portion, and of course the tonka beans also are basically chocolate type of a vibe, and that along with a little bit of a woody feeling is what this particular fragrance starts going into a little later after the 20-25 minutes time. So in essence, this is a fragrance that actually opens with tobacco, honey, vanilla kind of a vibe, a little bit of a spicy element, and then of course a little bit of an ambery element as well, with a little bit of a woody kind of a vibe, right? Now it smells absolutely gorgeous in the air, and I've been telling that for the last few minutes. It really smells very nice. The first 20-25 minutes it's sweet, it's beautiful, and then the sweetness kind of dries down immediately, and it starts to go towards that honey, tonka bean, ambery kind of thing. So that is the part that it kind of goes to, and then it kind of sticks around that particular DNA for about 3 to 4 hours time. Now this particular fragrance is supposed to be a dupe of the popular Thierry Mugler's, or rather Mugler's Amen Pure Havane. So that's the fragrance this particular fragrance is duping, and that's basically a fragrance that's built around the same kind of a DNA or a note profile. Along with that, that has got a bit of patchouli in the heart note and a bit of floral element, which in this particular fragrance I don't get that patchouli feeling altogether. Though the floral end, I would say probably because of the vanilla vibe and the allspice, you do get that slight hint, but I wouldn't call that a floral vibe at all. It's more of a sweet kind of a vibe with a slight hint of floral fruity type of a vibe. Okay, so this is a dupe of a popular niche fragrance of the Pure Havane, which is considered as a very popular fragrance, especially with youngsters, especially for date nights, parties, all of that. This is perfect, right? So those are the occasions that you can wear, especially close encounters, romantic evenings, parties, celebrations, in a close circle. Okay, so this is not a loud kind of a fragrance. This is more of a soft to medium kind of a projection. That's the projection of this particular fragrance when you think about its performance. Its lasting is good. You will get 4-5 hours time, sometimes stretching a little more as well, though it's going to be soft. It is lingering on your skin for that longer duration, but yes, you do get a good amount of performance in terms of 4-5 hours easy, going a little beyond that. But the best part of this particular fragrance is kind of felt in the 45 minutes to 1 to 2 hours time, is when you have that nice honey, tobacco. The tobacco is sweet, a little not drier, I would say, a little more moist kind of a feeling. Overall has got a very sense of matured date night kind of a fragrance. If you like fragrances, especially which is very close to this, I would say is Naxos. Okay, Zurge of Naxos or Tom Ford Black Orchid is also a good example of the spicy element part of this particular fragrance. Or if you kind of like mature fragrances which have got a nice touch of iris kind of vibe, like especially if you think about Dior Homme Intense or Dior Homme Parfum, those fragrances have got some amount of this ambery, spicy kind of a touch to this particular DNA as well. But the opening of this fragrance, because of this honey, tobacco note and the vanilla, makes this particular fragrance a fantastic winter fragrance, a fantastic date night fragrance. That is something that you can easily get compliments from. Now this, in terms of pricing, online pricing, I can see this going about 3,100, 3,200 rupees too. But with us, you can probably get this for about less than 2,500 rupees. And I will add this to decants. So this, along with Aqua Wood, will be added to decants by the end of next week. So in case you want to try this particular fragrance, you can definitely try it. And this makes it a wonderful woody, tobacco, honey kind of a fragrance. Not overly sweet like Jean Paul Gaultier's 9 PM, not a very spicy type of a fragrance at all, but just the beautiful balance of honey, tobacco, vanilla with a little bit of ambery, spicy. Beautiful fragrance to consider for this particular winter, especially if you want to wear something black, something dark, and you want a very mature dark type of a vibe. This will work absolutely fantastic. I am very curious to try more fragrances from this line, and if that's something that you would like us to do, let us know. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe and share, and I'll see you on another video. Until another time, take care. Bye bye.